Hello, my name is Roy Poyan. I'm the Executive Director of Families Impacted by Opioids. Today's seminar is the Legal Court System Intervention. And this seminar isn't going to be able to identify all the characteristics of your legal system because they change from state to state, even in some cases county to county. But the general framework of specialty courts pretty much is alike in certain characteristics. So let's go over some of those. First of all, it's a godsend that our society has come to the realization that a person who's living with a chronic brain disease should be given the opportunity to make corrections without having to spend time in incarceration. However, incarceration is in your privy because something has taken place that the police had to intervene. And whatever that is, a penalty may be needed. But we're going to look at the perspective of legal court system in this seminar. First, of course, is it's a legal matter. Second, of course, it is a way to address the continuum of treatment and the continuity of care for this individual in such a way that the degree of accountability is extremely heightened. And it's that accountability and their process of the courts that we're going to discuss. So when we're starting to look at this, we're looking at the seminar book, which is the study guide, and it's going to take you into the general topics of some of the characteristics of a legal court system as it relates to specialty courts, sometimes referred to as Veterans Court. Some specialty courts are family court. Some are actually identified as drug court. So for the purpose of what we want to do, we want you to become available with some of the key characteristics. Now in the workbook, you're going to do a deeper dive with more videos and actual interaction with the questions that are asked in the workbook to help you kind of ferret through. It's a very, very complex system, or it could be relatively simple. That's up to you. In terms of identifying what it is, doing that before you actually are in the middle of it is a good idea. And with that in mind, there are people that are available to assist you as you go through this process. And they are basically the court staff. So with that in mind, we want to make sure that we're taking the time to ask good questions, well thought out beforehand, of the staff so that they can kind of help us to bring us around in terms of strong decision making in terms of what's expected of the family members. Your participation as a family member in a proactive way can be a real asset to your loved one, as is the fact that you would be working in tandem with their plan and strategy for obtaining the right level of care, more immediate. It could be detox. More than likely, it's an IOP or a partial hospitalization program, a PHP. But with that in mind, their adherence to the required actions of the courts is very important. Your being involved is a help because you can shore up and support this person on a daily basis in making the right decisions and not work counterproductively towards what the judge and the court system is determined to be the best path for this individual. So there's a team of people that actually interact with you in the drug court system. It's of course the prosecutor, but you'll also find a clinical staff person or a social worker involved. There could be an addiction person involved. So you may find anywhere from 2 to 4 people who are kind of converging on the topic of this person's case. And for that reason, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of resources. They're showing us respect as a family by taking the time to do this. We believe that we should show them the respect by asking good questions and understanding how would you like us to conduct ourselves and in what way can we be helpful and supportive. Now, there is the pre-trial where the person's case is being assessed. Then there is the actual court proceedings to identify this person is going to drug court. And then there is the actual sitting down in drug court. And in some cases, it's almost like showing up to a committee meeting and you're reporting in. And you've got certain tasks that needed to be accomplished, and those are the points of discussion that'll be, mandated. Now, by you taking these courses, you should let the courts know that you're taking these courses. That's going to show very much in your favor as to them completing it. Not only will it help either way, it'll help them, but I think the courts will respect your tenacity in stepping forward and caring enough to take these seminars. As we said, we don't want to give you a false illusion that you know drug court because you've viewed these videos or taken this material. This is just the beginning of you asking really good questions. I would team up with the prosecutor's office and with the drug court staff, and I would have their phone numbers. You could do that by recording it in your local resource connections workbook, module number 4. And when you run into issues that are involved in this, process, and you'd want to use the determine a solution to those issues, each one of them individually, make a decision, use a decision-making model in this workbook, and then find a local provider that is someone you can connect with. It's very possible that you will be using providers outside the court system, professional services. It may be that you can kind of see foster care is going to become involved. So it's a good idea to take the on-demand curriculum builder program and assign yourself some course materials that will educate you on foster care. Foster care is all about cooperating, okay, and doing what they say. They're there to help you with this child. Taking advantage of that and maximizing its potential to help you is a good idea. Getting into an argument with them and working against them, bad idea. But you learn that in the the community services seminar, and you'll kind of build an understanding and an acumen about how they work. But that's just one example. It could be job training is part of this. There's housing needs, there's transportation needs. There's a lot of things that go on in drug court to help firm up this person's life. You could be an active part of all of this. So that's why we're calling it an intervention. And that's why we're telling you we can't tell you all that there is to know about this experience other than this is the starting point. Learn what we're teaching you because it's built that way, and then go out and learn a whole lot more specific to your community, the services offered, and what it is that the courts are telling the people that do go through drug court. Because you can ask them in situations that are similar to my child or my spouse's, what did they determine to be a path, and how can we, help to support each step of that way. I want to thank you for taking these courses. You're not only doing your loved one a great service, you're doing the community a great service. You're actually stepping up to the plate without stigma and saying, listen, we are a family of value and worth, and we're going to act as such. We want to know, and we will do. God bless you, and Godspeed.